I'd never been to Port Jackson, the top of Coromandel, and that was the next trip on the cards. So I googled the road to Port Jackson, and that was an interesting experience. On Google, there's a website called terrifyingroads.org, and in the description, they call it an insanely dangerous road. They say it's terrible for drivers with vertigo. There are drops of hundreds of meters. There's no guardrail. They say don't drive it in the wind, it's dangerous. If there's an oncoming car, you'll have to reverse for kilometers. All the drama. Anyway, we went along to have a look, and it definitely was not anything as described. So anyway, join us for the trip. Tell us what you think. It's Saturday morning. When I got up, it was 5 degrees, so it's quite chilly. And today we're going to a place called Port Jackson. There's a peninsula called Coromandel Peninsula, and I've been about halfway up. That was long ago, and I want to go up to Fletcher Bay and Port Jackson. So to get to the little town called Coromandel town is about 2.5 hours. That's what the GPS says. So it's about 2.5 hours to the town, and then from there it's about 50 kilometers of gravel road. It's not a 4x4 trail, it's just overlanding. So that's where we're going. So we'll find a spot and have some coffee and just explore along the way. There's no rush. It's been raining. I'm not really gonna camp for one night. It's not really worth the effort. So that's what we're gonna do. So we'll take you along and show you what it's like. Thames is an interesting town. Gold was discovered in 1867, and Thames was the most industrialized town of its size in New Zealand. There were 3 towns that developed because of gold mining, and they merged into one town to become Thames. The name Thames was given to the area by Captain Cook in 1769, as the river reminded him of the Thames in England. "55 kilometers north of Thames is Coromandel town on State Highway 25. In 2013, Coromandel town had a population of 1,503. Miners flocked there between 1852 and 1862 when alluvial gold was discovered. And there were very fine buildings at the time, and that was the government buildings like the Coromandel Goldfield Centre, the Stamper Battery, and the Coromandel School of Mines. Mining and logging both declined around 1900, and in 1960 Coromandel started to grow again slowly. It became known as the alternative lifestyle centre of New Zealand. So basically the hippie community moved up there, and there's also a really big yoga community. A lot of the restaurants are vegan, and the accommodation advertised on the notice boards is all for vegan, yoga, non-meat eating folks. So it's an interesting place. As you move further north towards Port Jackson, there's a number of camping sites. All in all, I think there's 3 or 4. And the road is in good condition. The campsites are very basic. There's boat ramps all over the place. Almost everybody I've spoken to said they tow a boat up and go fishing. There were 1 or 2 fishing while we were there. There's also a granite wharf, which I believe was built during the time that they were mining granite. It's in a bit of a bad state, but yeah, you can still see it. The old granite mine is there. I didn't walk up to the mine. Anyway, you move north, and the next stop is Port Jackson. I don't know what I was expecting. This is just a garage that I think is used by nature conservation. So it just proves we were here. So I'm now sitting at about, I've probably driven 75% of all the roads in New Zealand in 5.5 years. So we left the gravel, got back onto the tar road, and this was going through Colville, and then Coromandel town, and then home. Great weekend, a full tank of fuel, and yeah, we'll do it again. Next time I want to explore the other side and go up to Port Charles. I don't know if it's going to be any different, but just go and have a look. That's what it's all about. So thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed it. And of course, the moral of the story is don't believe the garbage that you read on websites. This is not the most dangerous road in New Zealand.